Here's an idea. I've always wanted to say that, but I've made myself sad. Hello everybody, Ollie here. This is going to be a totally unscripted video, and as the title implies, it's a bit of a sad day on YouTube, especially for me. So if you haven't heard the news already, PBS Idea Channel is going to be doing, at time of filming, I think 6 more episodes, and then it's going to end. It's going to go off the air. If you've never heard of PBS Idea Channel, A, what are you doing? And B, they are a spectacular YouTube channel. They talk about art and philosophy and popular culture and just generally have a bloody good time of it. The show is hosted by a man named Mike Rugnetta, who is every bit as erudite and charming in real life as he is on screen. It's a privilege to call Mike my friend. PBS Idea Channel were a big inspiration to me starting out. If you watch my early videos, you can tell from the format that I'm kind of cribbing a lot off Idea Channel. In fact, when I decided I wanted to start a YouTube channel, I had a few months of research before I started, and I went to the channels that I enjoyed watching and said, okay, what do they do right that I can learn? What are the lessons I can learn here? And one of the ones that I researched big time was Idea Channel and Mike as a presenter and his presenting skills. And actually, the second video I ever made was a reply to PBS Idea Channel because they mentioned John Locke in one of their videos, and then I made like a really rinky-dink crap reply video being like, oh, hey, you mentioned John Locke, and hey, I'm Ollie from this brand new channel, Philosophy Tube, and there's this thing Locke said, but also like this is what that means in the bigger context. And they didn't have to do anything with that, but Mike actually acknowledged that in the next video they made. The next video Idea Channel made, like compared to my audience at the time, was massive. You know, I thought this was a star saying, oh, hey, Ollie from Philosophy Tube, this brand new channel, like check them out here. Like it just said this thing that's really cool, and I was like, oh my god! And at the end of week 1, I had 100 subscribers because of Idea Channel, because they gave me that shout out early on, and like that was my boost, that was my way in. I was like, oh yeah, this is a thing I can do, and like there's somebody out there who makes stuff that I love, who's saying, hey, the stuff you make has got potential. But undoubtedly, they were a major influence and a major inspiration to me, and a source of a lot of joy in my life. Like I really enjoy watching Idea Channel videos. I kind of put them on while I'm cooking, actually. And that's the time when I watch the most YouTube videos, is I'll put on an Idea Channel or an H. Bobber Guy or a Sean and Jen sometimes. And I'll just kind of listen while I'm slicing my onions or whatever. I'm a big fan of Attack on Titan, and I would never have gotten into that if it wasn't mentioned on Idea Channel, and ditto Steven Universe, would never have like even heard of that if I hadn't seen it mentioned on Idea Channel. But, oh, that looks cute, I'll watch that. Like, and now I absolutely love Steven Universe. I remember when I was in my first year of YouTube, still quite young and nervous, not really sure what I was doing. PBS Idea Channel were going to be in London, and they said, hey, we're going to have a meetup, who wants to turn up? And I was like, oh, I'll go all the way down to London from Newcastle and meet up with Idea Channel, and there's people I'm a big fan of, and there'll be so many other people there, and I wonder if I get to talk to them. And they were at this pub in London, and in the end, no one else turned up. It was just me. It was just me. And Mike bought me a pint, and that was how we met. I think what I really like about Idea Channel is that there's not a lot of other channels on YouTube like it. On YouTube, there are like a lot of channels that do gaming. There are a lot of channels that do makeup. There's often a lot within an established genre. And certainly when I started watching Idea Channel, there wasn't really anything like them out there. There is a kind of growing wave of academic YouTube channels in which I would kind of quasi-include myself and creators like ContraPoints and John the Lit guy. John, if you ever get around to making a YouTube channel, that'll be you too. This kind of what I call hackademics, so people with an academic background but who are distributing their academic knowledge in kind of new, technologically networked ways. Anthony D'Angelo would be another one. And I think undoubtedly Idea Channel influenced that trend. Certainly they influenced me, and therefore if I have influenced anyone out there, and I certainly kind of have had fan messages over the years and people saying, hey, I've started a YouTube channel because you inspired me, then certainly those people owe a debt to Idea Channel as well. When I go to YouTube events and I meet sort of YouTube and Google staff, they're often talking about, oh, hey, this video got loads and loads of views, or this creator's really up and coming in terms of the views they're getting. Like, this is only my experience, my very small experience, but it tends to be less about the content. It tends to be less about, oh, hey, I saw this, and like, it changed my life. Like, it changed the way I think about things, or hey, this was a really valuable piece of like content rather than platform from which to sell advertising. And I think like the content. I know that Mike doesn't like being a content creator, but the content of the videos was always really, really good and unique and useful. It was a dream come true when I got to collaborate with Idea Channel. I got to be in an episode of Idea Channel, and I had them be in an episode of mine. That was an absolute dream for me because I'd watched the show for years and looked up to them, and had, by that stage I'd met Mike, and I just, yeah, I was so excited. It's been one of the highlights of my YouTube career so far, is getting to be on PBS Idea Channel. I've also had the pleasure of writing a couple of, or co-writing a couple of their episodes as well. If you watch their thought experiment episodes, I penned a couple of those. I have to say, I did once get, this is the only point I have against Idea Channel, is I did once get an Idea Channel t-shirt, and I was really excited about it, and as soon as I put it on, like, it just ripped apart, just straight away. But I was very happy to have kind of given my funds and contributed to keeping it going, even though the t-shirt, and it was a really nice t-shirt to be fair, like I really liked the design, but it just sort of instantly fell apart, like it was made of tissue paper. But that's not to say that everyone's did or they were all bad, but it was just mine. Like, I'm sure they're great t-shirts for everyone else, but I never got one that worked. And hey, if you manage to get hold of PBS merch, if you've got like the postmodernism trucker hat or anything, then you know, hang on to it, it'll be really good. I could never get the trucker hat. They've got trucker hats with postmodernism written on them, but there are no hats in the world that fit me. Like, my head is absolutely, like, huge, so there's no way. It's either a big brain or a very thick skull, or both. If you have never heard of Idea Channel, now would be a really good time to go and check them out. Like, it's great stuff, and it's made by great people, and deserves a really big send-off. I will put a link to Idea Channel in the doobly-doo, a word that I got from Idea Channel, and links to Mike's Twitter and so on. I'm not sure I really have anything else to say. I'm sad, but I wish Idea Channel and everyone who's worked on it, and all of their audiences and everyone who's supported it, the very, very best, because it's been a hell of a show, and I think everyone who's been involved in it can be really sincerely proud of having made something amazing. So to Mike and all the crew, very best of luck. As far as I'm concerned, if you ever want to come on my show, if you ever need a platform from which to say, hey, I need to pay the bills, like, let me know. Philosophy Tube, the door of Philosophy Tube, the internet door, is always open to anyone who's been involved in the making of Idea Channel. Like, reach out if you need anything, and if I can provide anything from my bedroom, then I will. Good night, sweet YouTube channel. May flights of subscribers bear you to your rest.